So what is the Cowboys' plan, Tom? And I'm not saying that as a troll. I swear to God, at all. You know, Rico Dowdle runs for 1,000 yards last year. He walks to Carolina, and then they take Miles Sanders, who's got more
and
tread.
Javonte Williams,
right? And Javonte Williams, right? Like that, and Cowboys fans that are looking for the splash, they're not going to get the splash again. It appears, and the question is what is the Cowboys' plan to supplement Dak and CeeDee Lamb, knowing that Micah needs to be paid at some point, right? Unless they don't pay Micah. What is their plan on all of that, Tom?
Well, the splash period is over in free agency. You can still make a trade.
Well, Cooper
That's one
Kupp
way you
would
can
be
make
a splash. Cooper Kupp would be a splash. It would
be a splash in terms of the unrestricted free agents. So the guys who hit the market, like those are gone. There's no one else who's going to get a huge payday other than, again, some of those older receivers and edge rushers on like a 1-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys will still get some money, but like you're not making the huge free agent signing. All those happened faster than ever this year. It was Monday, Tuesday, and the market was wiped out. With Cooper Kupp, again, where would the Cowboys get that money? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I am not under the impression, based on the people I've spoken to, that that's going to happen in Dallas. And so their splash seems to be what it's been in recent years, which is we've got a really top-heavy roster. We're paying Dak Prescott $60 million a year. We're paying CeeDee Lamb $34.5 million a year. And if we're going to pay Micah Parsons, that now, by virtue of the Myles Garrett contract, is going to have to be 40+. I would be surprised. Anything's possible, but I would be surprised if Micah Parsons is willing to take something under $40 million per year, because every time the market gets reset, even by a substantial amount, you're still trying to outshoot that. It's always possible. It could be like CD last year, and it comes in at 39.5, right under like CD did with Justin Jefferson. But the point is, all of a sudden, then, if you add that up, and if you got a $40 million pass rusher, a $35 million receiver, and a $60 million quarterback, that's $135 million a year cap on 3 guys. And so that then challenges you to figure out how you're going to put all these other pieces in place. They've not been an active free agent team in recent years. And I can tell you, we reported this on Super Bowl Sunday. There have been internal conversations about whether or not it's the right thing to do to pay Micah and have that third player that makes you a truly top-heavy type of cap situation, or do you trade him for a boatload of picks and be able to spend that money elsewhere? The thing is, and this is the running theme with the Cowboys, if you were going to do that, if you were going to trade Micah and free up all this cash and cap, you'd like to think you did that a week ago. You'd like to think you did that before free agency, because now there's nobody to spend that money on this year, unless, again, you're going to make an additional trade and bring somebody in, or it's part of a trade, whatever it might be. The Cowboys' plan, in essence, seems to be we're doubling down on Dak and CD, and to the extent that Mike is going to be there, Micah Parsons are the leaders. They're the ones who are going to make the plays, and we're going to be able to get guys on a little bit of a discount to come to Dallas because they want to be Cowboys and supplement, and then we're going to draft. I mean, they have drafted well over the last however many years it's been since they stopped trading away, first-round picks for players. They've drafted pretty well, and a lot of those guys played. Like 6 or 7 rookies started games for them last season. You're going to be relying on those guys. You're probably going to be starting rookies again this year. So, it's hard because, and I understand this too, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're looking at the Eagles, who on Super Bowl Sunday absolutely dismantled the 2-time defending champion Chiefs. And you looked at their roster, even though they've had some attrition since with guys like Milton Williams moving on, that's a hell of a roster. And you're watching the Washington Commanders, who are going, we got to catch up with the Eagles. We got to make trades. They traded for Lattimore last year. They traded for Debo. They traded for Tunsil. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And the Cowboys fans are going, why aren't we doing anything? It's different. It is different when you have a $60 million quarterback versus having a quarterback on a cost-controlled rookie deal like Jaden Daniels. But the mentality is just different. Those days of Jerry going, to use a word that we used all last year, all in, and trading for whether it's a Roy Williams or an Amari Cooper or whatever, those days appear to be gone. They made a couple of low-end trades for former first-round picks a couple of days ago, where they traded for Kenneth Murray, who, if they didn't trade for him, was probably getting cut. They traded for Kyer Elam, who was a former first round who had like 12 starts over 3 years with Buffalo. Again, a low-end type of guy, but you're betting the upside like they did when they traded for Jonathan Mingo. But these are not, they're not the exciting moves. They're not the splash. And I just don't know that the Cowboys, as strange as it is to say, are a splash franchise anymore.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.